Right, it's good to roll. Great. All right, I'd like to bring the Public Works Transportation Committee meeting to order for November the 22nd, 4 o'clock. We have a few committee members and other councillors virtual. So we do have Councillor Liu, Councillor Day, as well as Councillor Hobbs and Councillor McNulty participating virtually today. First up on the minutes, I'm looking for a motion to adopt the minutes from October 18th meeting.
So moved.
And seconded, thank you. All in favor? All right, next committee meeting is December 20th with a back-to-back schedule that day. I have not heard any agenda additions, deletions. Anyone else out there in the virtual world have something to add? Hearing none, we'll move ahead with our first item, the application for the 2023-24 BC Active Transportation Infrastructure Grant Program. We have Speaker Senalia here to share. Any news from staff on this?
Mr. Chair, nothing further to add to the report. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. I'll call first. Is there anyone from the audience who'd like to communicate on this item? All right, so then for committee members, is there anyone who'd like to speak? Councillor Liu? Councillor Liu has a question, a comment.
Thank you. Thank you to staff. It seems to me we had a motion a couple of years ago now to move forward on that process. So it's now coming for cost share. When is the project actually going to be done?
Through the chair to Councillor Liu, the project is envisioned to be starting construction early next year, 2024, with I'll have to get the details regarding the completion date from our engineering staff and follow up with you regarding the anticipated completion of the project.
Okay, thank you, because I think that'll make a huge difference in our multi-use path that goes to nowhere right now and dead ends at Steveston Highway. So thank you.
I have a question. I have a question.
Go ahead, Councillor Day.
Thank you very much. Given that the multi-use pathway is right now under construction on Steveston Highway going from number 2 road to Shell Road, I would hope that we wouldn't have construction at the same time as the Steveston number 2 to Shell Road and the Steveston Highway number 2 road to Williams Road. I just want to confirm that.
Through the chair to Councillor Day, I will request engineering staff to provide commentary regarding the coordination amongst capital construction projects.
Okay.
Just hold tight. Milton is coming up to speak to that.
Through the chair to Councillor Day, so there will be some overlapping construction. However, they'll be coordinated with Gilbert Trunk Sewer Construction as well to ensure that there is adequate traffic through the area.
All right, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Nothing else from you, Councillor Day? I think that's it for. Can we have it moved and seconded?
So moved.
Thank you. I'll just give a brief comment here for anyone from the public looking in. It's nicely summarized on page PWT 14. The table 1 shows that we're applying for a maximum amount of $500,000 in a project that is set for about $2.4 million. So good work for staff to be able to find a project that matched what the requirements were to get these grant dollars for our work. So thank you very much. So with it on the floor, all those in favor? Opposed? None, that's carried. Okay, on to item number 2. This one here is the award of contract for direct digital controls maintenance services. And the speaker is Jeff Lee. Do you have anything to add to the report?
Mr. Chair, nothing further. I'd happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. I am not seeing anyone hit the button to speak to this. So I'll just highlight that we do have kind of 47 buildings in the city that need to be connected to the digital world, and this is a service that will maintain. We probably won't be expecting much change or improvements. It's really to maintain the existing service connections that are provided and essential for the complex work that our city does. So with that, we'll look for a motion here, second, and we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Thank you. And you'll be back again for the next one, so hold tight there, Jeff. Item number 3 is the award of contract 8200Q on-call fire system services. And with the staff recommendation there and the report, Jeff, do you have anything to add?
Mr. Chair, nothing further to add. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. I'm not seeing anything remotely there. Anyone have any comment from in the room? All right, that was pretty straightforward as well, giving us the services that we need, and it's with a frequent or a regular provider, so we kind of know what we're going to get from this. So look for someone to bring the motion forward. Here we go, motion there. Second, and all right, we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. And our last item on the agenda, number 4, is the update on the 2023-2024 snow and ice response preparations. And we're bringing up Larry Ford for this one. And we'll hear first from him, and then if there's anyone in the audience who'd like to speak, and then we'll have some discussion on this perhaps. Anything to add to your report?
No, Mr. Chair, nothing further to add, and willing to take questions.
Okay, great. First off, is there anyone from the audience who would like to speak on this item today? Okay, seeing none there, then we'll open it up to questions. I see Councillor Al.
Yeah, my question is related to the experience last year, right? So with some snowy days, and then, the city streets are being clear, but the connection to the highways was not clear, and then it caused some, traffic jam. So, are we going to prepare something for that this year?
Hopefully, no more snow. But yes, I've met with Main Road on because that seemed to be the main issue was through Main Road and their conflict. Discussion with them, it turns out that their towing operator went home in the snow. So any vehicles that stalled or were stuck, they were basically there for the entire duration of the event. What they've done for a measure, they've hired 40 tow truck drivers, and they will be staffed at key points through all the entrances during, at 24 hours a day, actually, there's somebody there. So that should prevent that. As well, we've worked on any other areas that we have overlap on, like the Steveston Highway over 99, issues on Knight Street. And we've worked out a gentleman's agreement that we will be looking after those areas on a mutual basis. So that should cover the big sticking issues from that.
Good, thank you.
All right, we also have a question from Councillor Day.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really glad to hear that those 40 tow truck drivers were hired, because that was ridiculous last year when, people couldn't, get over the overpasses, and, city crew are having to do, the job for them in terms of clearing as well. I just had a comment. There's 10 road surface temperature sensors in Richmond, and those help us to know when snow is actually sticking and when it's cold enough to stick. Just talk a little bit about those. I think the general public would be quite surprised to hear that we have those here in Richmond.
We located them in key areas around the island. We had a meteorologist come in and do a forensic analysis on our weather system, looking for key areas that we could build these. They're basically mini weather stations. In addition to the road temperature, we also had road friction sensors added on, which you can actually tell what the traction is of the streets in those particular locations. And we've hooked up to an alarm system for the current staff that are going to be on call during that time, and they would receive an alarm saying that you are losing traction in this particular area. Prepare to respond. So it's been a great addition. This will be the first year we'll be able to run it fully functioning. So.
Wow, that is just amazing. I'll bet Richmond is a leader in this area. That's really good news to hear. Thank you for all the hard work.
My pleasure.
All right, I don't see anyone else on council or committee to speak to this. I'll just share a few comments and a couple questions. So again, for the public, just to highlight in the report some of the key places to look and see what we got. On our page PWT 31, our attachment 1 shows the snow response equipment. Quite a list there of diverse equipment to be able to tackle the different roads and different ways to wiggle in your equipment to deal with some of the snow and ice buildup. On page 32, it shows the road temperature sensor location map that Councillor Day had just commented on. And then on page 35 shows the map of Richmond with the first, second, and third priority colored routes. And I did have a question to staff, 2 questions about this map. One is, where can the public go to get a better look at it? Because if they're looking at this agenda package online, if you zoom in on it, it's still a blurred mess. So how can they get a good look at where the routes are?
If they Google snow routes in Richmond, they'll get a link that you can expand and much more readable.
Okay, and
we are looking at having this map clearer. Again, if they do just go to the policy, it will help if we can get some clarity on it. This was a PDF that's probably been done a few times, so we are looking at getting that clarified.
Great, and then I'll just ask you one specific one. So in Hamilton, it looks like there's Westminster Highway is a priority, but then there's a little section where it comes off. Is that Gilly Road that comes off and then goes on to Smith?
I would say yes.
Yeah, because I saw last year, that was one of the few areas where when the ice and snow was on, cars couldn't actually get up and over because that's a high street now. And it was becoming a problem street under those conditions. So it's good to see that is on the priority 1 list there. My next question here, or sorry, not question, just another comment. So the public does know that there is a requirement to remove snow from the sidewalk outside their place. And just know that staff are looking into that and will potentially be coming back in January with amendments to that traffic bylaw 5870. More information on that on page 28. And then information on kind of the season that was and some of the record-setting features of it on page 29 and 30. And seeing no one else to comment, looking for a motion on the staff recommendation. And moved and seconded, thank you, and call the question then. All those in favor? Those opposed? And that is, sorry, comment or question?
Yeah, just before Mr. Ford goes, what the heck's going on with Knight Street Bridge? That is just got to be the ongoing biggest pain that's on. I know that's not under your bailiwick, but do you have any knowledge of what the heck they're doing right over Mitchell Island?
Through the chair to council, they're replacing the expansion joints on the bridge deck. And yes, it is a pain.
Do we have any idea?
I'm not too sure. I don't have a timeline for that. But they've got 2 more to do that I know they're going to be repairing. So
wow,
it's not convenient at all.
No, not at all. Thank you. I just thought if anyone knew, you'd know.
All right, so that then takes, we did vote on it, so that is done. So we'll take it to manager's report. I believe there's 2 updates, 2 or more. Okay, so just stay tight here. We got some from transportation.
Mr. Chair, a couple of updates from transportation through you to committee related to traffic signal infrastructure upgrades that were implemented recently. The first one is a new pedestrian-actuated special crosswalk at the intersection of Mayflower Drive and Granville Avenue. So Mayflower Drive is about midway between Number 1 Road and McAllen Road on Granville Street. And the second update is with respect to traffic cameras that have been installed at the intersection of Bridgeport Road and Sweden Way.
Great, thanks. And then I believe that takes us to 148 traffic cameras in the city's inventory. Great. And a question from Councillor Heath.
Just clarification, that's strictly a traffic camera, that is, we don't have a red light camera at Sweden Way and Bridgeport?
Through the chair to Councillor Heard, that's right, these are just traffic operational cameras.
Thank you.
I have a question, Councillor.
Councillor Hobbs after. Councillor Day?
Thank you very much. What is the situation with Kitty Wake and Number 2 Road? We were going to put a solar-powered, controlled light there.
Through the chair to Councillor Day, staff anticipate bringing forward that project for council consideration as part of the 2024 budget process.
That's not what I understood. I understood that it was approved and it was going to be installed in the very beginning of the year.
Yeah, through the chair to Councillor Day, no, I can absolutely confirm that it is in the capital program for council's consideration for installation in 2024.
All right, so we still have to wait. All right, thank you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me? I couldn't really hear you there, Chair, for some reason. Can you hear me okay?
There you go. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that's better. Thanks, and through the chair, just in addition to what Councillor Day just mentioned, in addition to Kitty-Wake, there's another pedestrian crosswalk further south. I think the most southerly one has a yellow flashing light, and there's another one, it might be at Andrews, going east-west across 2 Road. So is that also in the budget to have a flashing yellow light?
Through the chair to Councillor Hobbs, staff would have to run a warrant at that intersection. I don't believe it's warranted at this time, but I don't have the detailed information in front of me, so we would have to look into that and get back to you.
Okay, that might be worth doing because in reality, it's not significantly different than the pedestrian pathway to the south, just at the commercial property there. So yeah, if you're able to do that, that might be helpful. Thanks.
No.
No one else on staff for manager report? All right, looking for a call for adjournment here. Motion to adjourn. All right, and we are adjourned. Thank you very much.